Cuffy Proctor here. I usually a lot happier with my math hat, but this is kind of a rough video because it feels like the world, the entire world is on fire right now. We're on the brink of World War III. And our country is more divided than it's ever been. I feel like we're in a perfect position for collapse. This is society. And it's terrifying. I'm worried because as excited as I am to be part of Yang Gang and everything, my concerns are, I guess, more with the rest of the world that it's really too late for a lot of things. We flip-flopped so much politically that the rest of the world looks at us as unreliable and unpredictable. How can we depend on these, this unsustainable political system that kind of drives the entire species? Literally, I mean, we really, the whole world is kind of contingent on us, like policing the world, and like a lot of us don't agree with it. A lot of the rest of the world doesn't like it. I think that there's a lot of division going on, and that right now the world needs unity more than anything in the world. You could say what you want about Obama, but there was a lot of like positive views of him because of the way he articulated himself, whatever it may be. But we need somebody that is even better than that. Somebody that is genuine. Someone that is going to genuinely impact, I think, the way we look at the possibility of politics. And that anybody could run for president, because that's what it was intended for. That's why it was made so general. It didn't limit. That if one person could make it, what a success story! What a story to bring us all together as people, and then in turn the rest of the world. But still, my concern is that even in the best case scenarios, it's like, okay, for 8 years, that's great. But what happens after that? What do we do to cement these things in place? And I think that, the best case scenario in a lot of situations is that we have a really amazing primary, and that we start to have a little bit of hope, at least for the people stuck in the middle, the people who didn't vote left or right, for the people who did vote, the people who were let down, for all of our fucking country that doesn't want this crazy maniac running shit. Like, homeboy is fucked, and we are all along for the ride. The whole world, not just the United States, the entire goddamn human species is along for the fucking ride, depending on what this guy does, how this guy acts. He might have plunged us into the Third World War, the end, as it's been prophesized if you're not an atheist like myself. But I start to question shit all the time because this shit's getting wild. This shit is getting off the fucking rails, and we need to get it back on the rails as quick as possible. And I just don't have a whole lot of hope about that. This is the one thing that has given me hope lately. So maybe it's false hope. Maybe I'm putting my too much faith into one person to make a big change. But I'm also trying to get out into my community and make changes myself and try to do things and call people. And I think that what's happening right now isn't isolated to that specific just region, Australia, all of Australia, the entire fucking continent, it seems like, is on fire. Like, it's spread out, and obviously there's patches, but there's a fire the size of Manhattan. Like, it's devastating to our ecosystem, to our world, to our economy, to the people. And the world is divided into these different sects, all these different people just focused on the wrong things and not bringing ourselves together. Really, the only thing that can fucking save us is either Andrew Yang becoming president. Just by a hair, we fucking go through this and some real serious changes happen that impact the entire world over maybe an 8-year period. And there's some serious unity there, because I do believe that he's the best person to bring everybody together to defeat Trump and to really try to get things back on track. But I'm worried because of the way things are being mismanaged in the DNC. I mean, it is exactly what I expected, and it's exactly why I don't want to fucking vote Democrat. It's exactly why I hate voting blue no matter who. Fuck that. Because at the end of the day, it's my fucking kid that gets to suffer in some fucked future because people couldn't stop with their hyper-partisan bullshit and really think about how this is going to impact all of humanity. Like, we're fucking marching to the fucking beat of Jesus Christ, basically. Everything's based on before or after Christ. All of time is measured that way. For what? Science, art, music, all of it. For what? If we just fucking throw in the towel now, and I'm not just saying about the climate, like, we just, as a species, are fucking too focused on consumer goods and burying ourselves in technologies or drugs or alcohol because our lives are not what we want it to be, because we're not creating, we're not expanding. And it's because there's a boot on our throat, on everyone's throat. The world is on fucking fire. Literally. It seems like you can see the flames from space. So when I say on fire, the world's like literally on fire. I can't see a good outlook, but who knows? Maybe other people feel the same way. I feel like a lot of other people feel the same way. I feel like we can all come together on the fact that shit is on a rocky fucking road. Right now, I'm recording this. My kid's sleeping the other end of my shitty trailer. And I go to sleep every night thinking about his future and what I can do to try to get myself into a better place and try to become a healthier, better, happier person for him. A less aggressive, less angry dad, like, pick up your clothes, or, try to rethink how we approach our kids, how we approach each other. We're just too stuck in what is happening with us, less empathic than ever before because of the internet, because of social media. I think it's so important that we double down on empathy. It's super important that we double down on coming together and finding common ground and not disagreements. Even with the people that you feel like you could never agree with. You don't know what they've been through. they don't know what you've been through either. And that's the thing that I think that all of us really need to start understanding, is that empathy goes a long way. Human understanding is human compassion. I think that we really start to change as species when we can start to really understand what it's like for somebody else, or try to. And the way forward is for us to continue to be focused on humanity, a fundamental form of living. People create when they are kind of propped up a little bit. People aren't just gonna sit around and be lazy. People want to make podcasts and YouTube videos and music and run for president. Like, there's so many things when people have economic resources that become more of a viable option. Maybe they're a bad idea to you, but it's not your fucking business. You focus on you and your bakery or whatever the fuck it is that sets you on fire and lights, your life up. What illuminates your existence. I don't know. For me, it's music. I'm a kid more than anything, but music and fucking talking to people and trying to change ideas, or toss ideas back and forth and reframe the way I think things. Be wrong once in a while. And I think that that's the thing that we need to understand about the president of the United States, is he can never be wrong about anything. And that's not possible. So there's something fucking fundamentally broken with that guy, and he needs to be out of there. And as much as I think impeachment's been divisive, I think now that he's, Jesus Christ, catapulted us into possibly a third world war, homeboy is unfit to be there. He's not grounded at all. I mean, if he can't accept being wrong ever, like nothing he's lied about 1 million times, contradicted himself about 1 million times. It's a matter of him not owning up. He's genuinely like dissociative in some way, and it's really not good for the entire world. Like, the entire human species is at the whim of like that guy being really kind of crazy, which is terrifying. He really needs to lose this election, like, hard. And the only fucking way he's going to lose that hard is against Andrew Yang. He's the only person that can really beat him. And I think everybody knows it. I think even the Democratic National Committee, they know it too, which is fucked up. If they're trying to squish this, who knows? Maybe it's a media thing. Maybe they're going to prop it up with the media instead, and he's going to be the propped up candidate because they know. I would fucking love that if the DNC's like, yeah, there's nobody else. I mean, really look at it from an objective perspective. You have somebody who is built on what America is all about. Like, is an entrepreneur, son of immigrants, came here, and is gonna be the president of the United States of America. I mean, if I could do anything to make that happen, I will. I think that it needs to, and I think that it's probably going to. But we got to think positively, and we got to tell everybody we can. We need to keep pushing those fundraiser donations, do events. Math Fest on January 18th, the Dover Brick House in Dover, New Hampshire. It's a primary state, so if you're coming out to New Hampshire primary, come out, show your support. It's going to be a really awesome event with some great music. Band Edmonds going to play direct support to a really amazing band called Bigfoot there. If you haven't had a chance, listen to them on Spotify or Bandcamp, I think it is. They're amazing, really amazing bands. locally. But we hope to try to galvanize as much energy in this primary because the state is so important. And if we can show that we can really make huge impact, he becomes a more and more viable candidate. And really, he is the only viable candidate. We're going to lose if we go with Bernie because he's too far left. If we're going to lose if we go with Biden because it's just not even realistic. Guy's a fucking... I don't know, man. Anyway, Chuck E. Cheese, I can't even, and I'm sorry, but no, God, no. More centrist bullshit that if you want centrism, like, Yang's the best way to unite everybody together and find common ground and move forward. Like, centrism of the past is archaic. We need to move forward to a new thing. So make America think harder all the fucking time. Let's keep doing it. Yang gang. I really can't thank you enough for the support on these videos that I've been getting and the support for the events coming up on January 18th at the Dover Brick House in Dover, New Hampshire. That's 2 Orchard Street. Thank you again for listening. And if you can, like and subscribe, because I'm trying to spread the word here and do what we can to spread the word. I mean, there's some other stuff intermingled into the videos here, but the most important thing is that we're trying to get some of these messages across, and where things are so real right now, I think these are the discussions that need to happen. Put in the comments what your thoughts are, and thanks again.